All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 6th Annual Imagine This Women's International Film Festival. I'm very excited to be here today for this New York City-based film festival that aims to amplify and empower independent and aspiring women filmmakers from around the world. I'm very happy to be moderating this panel for the shorts of Block 13. I am also an Imagine This alumni from last year in 2020 with my short film, Hello from Taiwan. And I am so honored to be here with all of these wonderful, talented people. And yeah, so let's just get started. We'll just get right into it. I'll ask you guys to just introduce yourselves and just, let me know where you're coming from, what your location is, and then also what short film that you made with this program or for this festival, and also a little bit about your film. Let's start with Amanda and Lucius. Is that how you pronounce it?
My name is Amanda Paris. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and I'm here in the festival with the Death Doula short film that I co-directed with Lucius.
Yeah. And I'm here just to talk about how great it was to work with women. Yeah, so we did the Death Doula, and I guess we can pass it on to the next filmmaker.
Yes.
Anya?
Anya, yes.
Yes. Well, first of all, Tiffany, you know my best friend / the director of I'm Normal, Olia Parina. Yeah. I watched your film, by the way, before, like months ago. It was great. So it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet everyone. My name is Anya Bay. I'm based in Los Angeles, but I was born and raised in Russia. And the short film is I'm Normal. It's inspired by the Rosenhan experiment in 1973. When he sent the normal, healthy people to the psych wards to pretend to be mentally ill. So that's the premise of I'm Normal short.
Yay, thank you. Sergine, is it Sergine?
Sergine, yes.
Sergine, okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just introducing ourselves, what location you're at with your short film, and what it's about.
All right. So my name is Sergine. I'm based in Los Angeles, but originally from Montreal. My short film is Wichita, and the premise is this woman is in bed with her lover when her husband calls, and he's on a business trip to Wichita, Kansas, and she says she's at home, so he asks for something in his sock drawer. So now she has to run home, and she's going to stall for time by asking a lot of questions about, oh, tell me more about Wichita. Did you see Cowtown? Did you see the first Pizza Hut? So that's the premise. And there's a lot of surprises after that.
A lot of surprises for sure. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, so I'm just going to ask you guys different questions, specifically towards your films. I really enjoyed watching everyone's films in this block. It was so great, and also just like a nice variety of from female perspectives, and it was just really great to really just dive into this, all your different worlds with you guys. So the first question I have is for I Am Normal. So I was curious, like, what was it about the Rosenhan experiment of 1973 that was, I guess, fascinating to you in like the writing of the film or even making of the film? Like, kind of what aspects did you really want to capture from that experiment?
My father is a psychotherapist and psychiatrist, a well-known doctor in Russia. So I was always into the field of, human mind and all of that, and the importance of mental health. So I always wanted to make a film about it, but I didn't know where to start. And I came across the article about the experiment, the Rosenhan experiment, and I just thought, wow, this is fascinating. It really happened, and how those people were treated, how they were forced to stay in the facility, take medication, and how it all backfired, and the scandal in the psychiatric world. And it was so massive. And I started doing research, and I was shocked that nobody made a film about it. I mean, they did some documentaries, of course, and there's a lot of materials, but it was no narrative film. And I'm like, this is great. And I I consulted with my dad, and he's like, yes, I'll help you out. And yeah, so then I just sort of created a personal story of the main character, Kira, that was supposedly one of the pseudo patients of the experiment. And then I just took it from there. So it's not just about the experiment, it's about also her family story and all of that. This was just the premise and the base, I guess, of the film. But yeah, no, I thought it was amazing how, you know, if you treat people certain way, then, you know, it gets to their head and they accept themselves as, you know, as being sick, and being in that environment, for instance, any normal person could go insane with, you know, in no time. So yeah, so I thought it was very interesting to sort of play between those two worlds, and, you know, and see where it could take us. And like I said, I think mental health is the basis of everything, of your well-being, of your physical well-being and emotional well-being. And it's, I can't stress enough how important it is, and how people are, especially, I mean, not right now, they always were, you know, sometimes people think like depression is not real, like get over yourself. Well, it is real. People that never face that, they just don't realize that. For instance, you know, we always feel sympathy towards someone with cancer, but not always for someone who's depressed. And we're like, oh, just, you know, just get your shit together. Well, you can't. You physically and mentally can't. So that's why, you know, I thought it was an interesting premise, and I wanted to make a film about it.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, I think the writing was really, really on point, and a lot of twists and turns in that
Thank you.
short amount of time too. So really great job doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you also show up in the film too, right?
Yes, yes. I wrote, produced, and I also had a part in that.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was really great. So a multi-hyphenate, everyone. So we have a couple of new people who joined us. From Miriam.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good. So we got started, but basically, if you can just introduce yourself and where you're coming from right now, and the name of your short film, and then I'll ask you a question actually based off your film.
Yes, my name is Mariam Khodabakhsh. I'm director and screenwriter of a World Cup short film, and I'm from Iran, Tehran, and I'm really grateful that I'm a part of your great festival.
Amazing, yeah. And I loved your film. It was really so interesting and so I don't know, it was gritty, but then also it felt very, very much it felt very authentic to a lot of the stuff that was happening in the moment of the film. And yeah, I was just curious, like, how did you find your cast? And what was like the response from people who have been watching it if they're from Iran?
Thank you so much. I'm really so excited to share it to everyone, to watch this. Thank you.
Yeah, and how did you find your cast?
In fact, I asked many people to help me to do that, and I found many people that really support me, and thankfully they were great in my project, and I'm really thankful for that.
Wow, that's amazing. And how has the response been from people who have been watching it from your country?
I show it to my community and my family and friends and some of my crew and people who I know that were struggle with same problem. And it was really great feedback, and I'm really happy because of that. And the most important thing that I noticed it was that everyone who watched this film had his own different perception and conclusion of this film. That it was really make me excited about that. And it was really good feedback.
That's interesting. Yeah, I could imagine.
you.
It has like a lot of emotional impact on people as well. Well, thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank
We also have Yanka here. I would love for you to introduce yourself, the name, like where you're coming from, the name of your short film, and what it's about.
Hi, my name is Yonja. I'm living in Switzerland at the moment, but I'm from Germany. And right now I'm in Italy. That's why I'm so late, because my internet connection is kind of super bad. I'm sorry. I'm the writer and... Ooh. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Everything is kind of not moving because of my internet connection. I'm sorry. I'm the writer, director, producer of the web series called Seeds, and it's a short web series that captures the zeitgeist of the generation climate. And I have three wonderful protagonists I found over the internet or the newspaper, and yeah, I kind of made it all during COVID, right when it started. So it's kind of like a Zoom interview. Desktop situation going on that kind of captures their will to put effort into the climate movement and to change something. So yeah, that's what it's about.
Amazing. And actually, that was one of my questions, was like, how did you find her? And like, have any of her followers responded to your web series episode of her?
Who do you mean? Like, I have three.
Oh, well, for this one, I watched the one about Talia, actually, for this.
Yeah. I found her over Instagram, and I just connected with her, and I told her about my idea. And originally I wanted to meet her in person and travel by train to each person, because they're all like living in different parts of Europe. And with her, it was really nice because she kind of reflects also the climate anxiety that is going on within all us young people that are going on the streets and doing something for it. And yeah, the response was really nice and great. She posted it on her Instagram page, where she has a lot of people who kind of follow her because of that motivation to do something for the climate, like against climate change, for the climate movement. So the response was really nice, and yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing that. And Amanda and Lucius, I'd love to ask you guys some questions about the Death Doula. I guess, how did you prepare your actors for such a dark moment of like a life, I guess? How was that like?
Well, I just realized when we introduced ourselves, we never explained our premise. So I'll do that. And maybe Lucius, you could take the question a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Death Doula is about a near future world where the date of one's death is predicted by an app. And in this world, there's a young man named Che who is a death doula, a reluctant death doula, who is tasked with helping his first love reach her, go through her final days. So that's the premise of the film, and it follows Che and Nina as they go through her final days and hours. Lucius can talk about our cast, who were incredible, and how we worked with Andy McQueen and Bahia Watson in particular.
Yeah, and so Andy and Bahia, it was an interesting process, getting ready for this. Like we shot just before the pandemic, and with their characters are sort of on opposite sides, and so Andy comes in as a caregiver. And, for him, it's really, when we think about doulas, we think about females. It's seen as like a very female-centered profession. So to put him in that role, within this film, allowed him to really, tap into kind of a more vulnerable side than he's ever been able to play or portray on screen. it did the same with Bahia. You know, the character that Bahia is playing, Nina. This is someone who I think, as a human being, we all can relate to, because it's someone who, you know, she finds out her death date, and then all these questions come up of like, you know, did I do enough? What is my legacy? Like, who do I want to spend this time with? And you start to, you know, run through the gamut of, you know, of kind of regrets and thoughts and feelings around it. And that's something that, you know, we all can sort of resonate with and tap into. I think she really tapped into her own sort of experience around it. But for both of them, it was very a bit of a departure from the role that they've played previously, and then they got to center around this love story that sort of plays, you know, throughout over the course of the film.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So interesting. Yeah, I can imagine it was. How many days did you guys shoot?
It was 3 days or 2.5 days, really, of shooting. So it was a pretty tight turnaround. But yeah, they were incredible with it. And I mean, it's a heavy topic, but we shot in this beautiful location. You know, there's so much beauty that we tried to infuse in the film, because although it's dark, it's not like there was like fog and haze and it was like actually a dark film. Like, you know, there's a lot of beauty that they find in trying to go through these final hours and grieving this, you know, this impending moment. So I feel like although there was a lot of heaviness, there's also a lot of lightness in our shooting process, and it was very intimate. It was a small crew, a small cast. So yeah, we were really lucky with the beauty in the process for such a, you know, intrinsically heavy topic.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a beautiful location, and I think the intimacy definitely comes across in a good way. Congratulations, you guys. And for Wichita, I have so many questions as well. I would love to know, Sergine, I think I was curious also. I was like, I think I know where these stairs are at when she was like running through these stairs. You shot it in LA, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, yes, I think I know where this is. But so I was curious, like, where did you find a house with no furniture? And also, how did you get Jeremy Sisto to be in your film?
Well, we just removed the furniture out of the house. So that was pretty simple. This Wichita is my first film, but I've been directing for about 20 years for theater and voiceover. So I had worked with these two actors before. I had worked with Jeremy on the play, and I had worked with Maxime in voiceover. Mm-hmm. And I just tried my luck. I just texted Jeremy when I read the script. And also when I worked to Jeremy way back when, I didn't know if I wanted to transition to film, but I remember thinking when he was on stage, I thought, if I ever transition to film, I want this guy to be in all of my films. So that has kind of stayed in my mind. And then when I found the script, I thought, oh my God, wouldn't he be perfect? But also he's shooting a network TV series in New York. So I texted him and I said, you know, if you have an afternoon available, I think it would be wonderful. I would love to have you. And he said, well, send me the script. And 5 minutes later, he texted back and he said, this is such a cool script. I definitely want to do it. So then it was a matter of finding a time working around his schedule.
Amazing.
I got lucky, yes.
Yeah, that's really great. And yeah, I think the writing was really tight, and the way that you shot it was really, really interesting as well. So congratulations on your film.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think we're going to try to wrap it up a little bit. Not like quickly, but I would love for everyone to answer 3 questions, if you guys can remember this. So the first one is, what is something that you would like viewers to take away from your film? And the second is, what's next for you? And the third one is, where can people find you? And if you would like to put your Instagram handle or Twitter handle in the chat, feel free to do that so you can follow each other and watch each other's work, and also just network with each other that way. And yeah, so I'll start with Miriam. And I'll ask you the questions too, so don't worry, don't feel like you have to memorize everything. So what is something that you would like viewers to take away from your film?
Excuse me?
Oh, what is something that you would like viewers to take away from your film?
I would I ask? Can I answer after someone else?
Sure, yeah, we'll come back to you. Just don't let me forget. Okay. Anya, I guess what would you like viewers to take away from your film?
Ooh, a lot. No, well, mainly, most importantly, is that you should treat everyone with respect, and you never know what somebody's going through, and never take it lightly. Even if people are smiling, it doesn't mean they're not suffering mentally, because you can see those diseases, you can see those problems. So just be kind to everybody, I guess, the main message. What's next for our film, I believe, was the next question of yours. So I wrote the feature version of I'm Normal. I'm on draft 3 right now. As we know, it's like hundreds more to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're pitching it right now, and because the short is doing very well, and we've played all around the world and won awards, and people really love it, and it's really, really sweet for me as the filmmaker to understand that. And so the plan is to explore the story more and to add to it. That's why, I mean, originally we wanted to do a feature, but we wanted to sort of test it with a short, which would work as a separate piece and also a proof of concept, which is what happened with I'm Normal short. So hopefully sooner than later. And where to find me and our project. Everywhere, Anya Bay. My name is Anya Bay. So Instagram, Facebook, same name. And I'm Normal is linked with my profiles as well. But we have the page on Instagram, on Facebook, and on the website, which is also I'm Normal Movie. So please stay connected, and good luck to everybody.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Well, I can't wait to see the feature version of it, and I hope you guys also shoot it on 35mm, because the cinematography was amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Tiffany.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much, Anya. Let's go to Wichita next. So, Sergine, what is something that you would like viewers to take away from your film?
I actually, since it's been playing, we have all sorts of reactions, and I love it. Some people say it's a comedy, some people say it's a drama, some people are upset about one thing. And so I just love that people are receiving and interpreting it however they want. So I don't want to say anything that I would want them to take away. We're also developing the feature right now with the same cast. So that's what's coming next. And people can find me on Instagram, same name, Sergine Dumais, Facebook. And our Instagram for the film is Wichita Flick, and our website is wichitafilm.com.
Very cool. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to watch your film and be surprised. I really enjoyed the twists and turns of your film.
Thank you.
And all right, let me see who else is next. The Death Doula. All right, so for you guys, what is something that you would really love viewers to take away from your film?
Lucius, you answered this question the other day, and it was so beautiful. I feel like you should take it if you can remember what you said.
Yeah, I think that you know, with this film, we put so much emphasis on birth, and how, you know, what a celebration it is for, you know, for a new life within a family. But we don't always, you know, have that same compassion and dialogue around death. And so, you know, this is a period, especially coming through the pandemic, where, you know, we've been so isolated, and we're seeking connection. I really think that what I hope people take from this film is to have more agency around death, more compassion, and, you know, to celebrate that life the same way that you would a birth.
Beautiful. And what's next for you guys?
I think we both have different individual projects that we're working on. I have a web series that I'm writing and producing that's going to be released next year. Lucius does a million things, a million different projects as well too. Nothing specific to the Death Doula though, but we are leaving the door open. We just released it this fall, so it's kind of just starting to do its movements, and we're really excited about all the response to it for sure. Yeah, Lucius, is there any specific that you wanted to big up that you're doing?
I mean, you know, I think that well, for me, I'm writing. You know, I'm actually, Amanda is the, you know, extremely talented writer on this short. And so I'm trying to follow in her footsteps and, you know, write my next short film right now. So.
Very cool. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys do next. And yeah, I mean, I think keep on exploring the same types of themes and, you know, similar stuff that I think is really unique to your voice. So congratulations on your film.
Thanks.
And did I already ask you guys, where can people find you guys?
We put our handles in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Yes, and in case anyone is watching this and they can't see the chat for some reason.
Oh, mine is just at Amanda_Paris.
And mine is at Lucius D, if you could spell.
Okay, great. Awesome. And then let's go to Yanka for Seeds next. I'd love to know what you would love viewers to take away from your film or web series, and also what is next for you?
I would love that people take away from my film to just start something for the climate movement, because I captured 3 different stories and each one is so different, and it doesn't matter how small your act is, it matters that you do something for it. And that's kind of the point of the whole web series, that there is not just one way to contribute the right way. So I think that's like the biggest message. Also, that one seed, because my web series is called Seeds, one seed can grow into full green. And I think that's kind of a nice thing to know, that doesn't consume you right away when you get like climate anxiety, or you don't know how to act. Yeah, and at the moment I'm working on a new documentary short, which has nothing to do with seeds for now. It's about queer dancers, and it's also an individual project. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to work on something else, because it really consumes you when you're like going into people's minds about the movement and how they're feeling. It's a lot, and I'm also in there, and it's good to change it up, but I'm coming back definitely. So to the topic, and yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I put all my handles into the chat. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Great. And so last but not least, we have Miriam again. So for World Cup, I would love to ask you, what is something that you would like viewers to take away from your film?
Yes, you know what? My film came from my personal experiences, and the story naturally based on a lot of experience and inspiration. That I just wanted to send out a message to encourage other people to understand us, to understand our situation, to understand our feeling, you know, our tough decision to this for this situation. And I wanted to say something. My film is a part of the life of human beings who seems to fallen down a well that they can't come out from that, and they can't pay on that also. And it's like losing hope and regain it again and again. And justice, I think. And you can find me on my Instagram @marikhoda, MARIKHODA, and in other pages like Facebook and something like this.
Okay, great. Could you put that in the chat, just because I think I might have trouble spelling that. But yeah, I mean, Miriam, is such a beautiful film. Congratulations on doing it, and I hope it gets a lot of attention. And I think the topic that you're exploring was just so needed as a story, you know, that we don't really get to hear often. So I just encourage you to keep on going, and I hope you get to make a bigger film that's similar to this in the near future. So thank you so much and congratulations. I don't think I missed any, right? I think I got everyone for the last questions. But yeah, this has been so lovely. I think the world of all of you guys and your films, and I just love the diversity of the films within this block. And I think it's really great to have witnessed something that you guys have all done, and also I'm excited to just follow along your journey, your filmmaking journey, or whatever else it is creatively that you're doing in all the different parts of the world that you're at. So again, congratulations to you all. And thank you so much for joining Imagine This Women's International Film Festival and being a part of it. And I hope we can all follow each other and watch each other's work as we go along, and just keep on networking and keep on doing what you're doing.